I knew you'd talk about this, and no one knows about this.
Yeah. Welcome to Medium at Large. I'm David the Medium, and here you can expect some real, raw, and honest conversations around what spirituality actually means to show you that it's not supernatural, it's actually just supernatural. Each week I sit down with some familiar faces from all walks of life to show you how spirituality shows up for them. No filters, no fluff, just raw human stories around belief, doubt, and everything in between. And yes, every now and then, spirit might show up as well. So whether you're deeply spiritual, deeply skeptical, or somewhere in between, you're in the right place. This season of Medium at Large is brought to you by Seroquin, the luxe but affordable skincare line your skin's been thirsting for. With not one, not two, but 5 essential ceramides, yes, 5, Seroquin hydrates, restores, and protects your precious skin barrier. Say goodbye to dryness, say hello to a healthy, radiant glow exclusively at Chemist Warehouse. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to Medium at Large. I've got a very special guest today. He is a serial entrepreneur, co-host of the Shark Tank Australia, and he's also a podcaster. Welcome to Medium at Large, Nick Bell.
Thank you for having me. I'm a little bit nervous, but good to be here.
I say to everyone, I'd be offended if you weren't nervous. So let's delve straight into that, because we've been talking a little bit off camera, and there was a few little things that I was feeling that sort of caught you by surprise. But what is your have you ever had a reading before? What's your views on where do you sit on this?
Good question. I want to believe, but I'm also a skeptic.
That's
but
healthy.
I want to believe, but I'm a skeptic. But off camera, we were talking about twins, and then you turned to me and you said, "You've got twins in your family." My brother and sister are twins. I'd never mentioned that before.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, jeez," that took me back a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit even more nervous about this. It's like what you're going to uncover.
That's all right. We'll just blackmail you with it and turn it into a social media reel for views. No, I say to everyone, I think skepticism is healthy because what I was also saying to you off camera. I grew up a skeptic. I think for all of us, it should be seen as believing. Once you have experience with it, it helps open up our mind to it. But even the culture that we grow up in, being the Western world, I say this to everyone all the time, it's not teaching us to necessarily connect with spirituality or connect with other energies. The Western world is very what you see is what you get. And other cultures understand that, okay, our loved ones are still around us, or they have a different view of the afterlife. But even in movies, for example, I don't doubt you've grown up with horror movies, and the medium's never necessarily portrayed positively in them.
But then you got Sixth Sense, where I see dead people.
Exactly.
But I also believe in energy. I think energy is a real thing.
Yeah, science understands that.
Yeah, and I believe you see energy.
So I see, hear, and feel. So for me, I can see spirits with my eyes closed when I'm inverted commas working, but I can hear them talk. I can hear music play. I belong on a psych ward probably. And it always makes me wonder, because then I look back at people that are in psych wards in the 1800s. I was like, they're probably all just mediums. So you've never had a reading before?
Many years ago, and some things came to fruition and some did not. But I left believing.
Okay. Was that more of a future reading, or did they connect with loved ones crossed over?
It was a future reading.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was 28 at the time, and she predicted that I would become quite wealthy, which ended up happening. She predicted things that I didn't think would happen. But maybe, I don't know, maybe she guessed it, I don't know. But I bet I became a believer. Yeah.
So even before then, you had that when you were 28, what was your sort of intuition or gut telling you? Obviously, entrepreneur when you were younger.
Yeah.
Did you have, which I think is even the way that I premise the question, because I think all entrepreneurs want to be successful, whether it's financially or business sense. But did you always have the gut feeling that
I knew.
you would? Exactly. So how did that look for you? What was it sort of telling you?
It's funny you asked that question. I always knew that I was going to make money, and I don't know why, because I wasn't a great student. I didn't put the work in. I just kind of knew it was going to happen. Maybe I manifested it. I don't know, but I just I just knew it was always going to happen, and then it almost fell into my lap to a degree. And things just kind of happened when I thought it was going to happen. It just happened. If that makes sense.
Yeah, this is it. Because even meeting you for the first time, you've got very strong manifestor energy. I don't know whether you've ever done human design or not. I mean, the manifestor of human design is different to manifesting in real life, but you've got that real balance. So I look at sort of people's bodies kind of like it's two halves, and the stomach gut area which yours is actually healing pretty well. I don't know whether you've had issues in the gut or anything like that, but it's doing well.
Thank you.
But
I did have issues.
yeah, is it still ongoing or is it all good?
No, it's
Yeah,
it's
good.
gone.
Yeah, it feels like it's healed. I was like, what was I talking about? So when I look at that, it's sort of like people that are very aligned have the very strong sort of focal ability to really attract or bring into their lives. And I'm also a very strong believer, and this is good for you to hear. Maybe you haven't heard it before, but also for the listeners. Like the key parts of our life on Earth are already pre-written. Like we have to kind of look at life like a bit of a movie in some ways. Like the script's already written, the actors are already living it. What we do have free will over is the path that we take towards certain things. But whatever path we take will end up in the same spot.
So is that destiny?
Destiny mixed with free will. So I've kind of got a bit of a two-part question here, and it is based around us crossing over. But what do you believe happens when we cross over? Because it's always good to hear the perspectives and the viewpoints of people that maybe aren't necessarily spiritual.
I would like to believe that our energy remains. I would like to believe that there's life beyond. But my brain also says there's nothing. But my heart says there's more. So I don't know, but to be honest, I don't really think about it because I'm trying to not die.
No, well, that's it.
Yeah, I don't. So because, like I said, I tend to manifest things. So if I start thinking about death, maybe I might manifest it. So I manifest health, long life.
I mean, it's a really important thing to reflect on because, first and foremost, I don't want you to think that if we ever did think about death, that would hasten it because it still leads into the element of like, where you are is exactly where you're meant to be. And, the key parts of our lives that we can't change. But I had another question. Let's see where I go with that because they're interrupting at the same time. This is why I belong on the cycle. It's like I had a really good question. Now I can't remember.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's talking to you?
Well, that's it. Yeah. Well, let's get into that too, because I'm not too sure.
Asking,
no, well, that's it. Because there's a reference of Mary, but Mary could be Earthside if you can't get
that's
that.
my mum.
Oh, perfect. So,
but she's still alive.
Yeah, Earthside. Yeah, perfect. So it's her side of the family, which makes sense because it's coming forward on the feminine mother side.
No one knows my mum's name. That's.
So, like, even growing up, like, Spirit says no already, but did you have like a religious belief or any? Yeah, that's it.
Nothing.
So I think it's a good clean slate because I think life experience can also help shape us and shape viewpoint, which is a perfect way for you to be.
Well, I think I've got a very open mind.
Yeah.
I'm open to all religions and all possibilities. I'm not closed in that area.
Yeah.
I think everyone's entitled to their own path. And I believe in a higher power. I just don't know what that higher power is.
Yeah.
I believe in something.
Well, that's it. I always say, whether we call it a high power, whether we call it God, whether we call it the universal spirit, no one disagrees that it exists. We just all call it something differently anyway.
Correct, yeah.
And even to lead on what you were saying before with, you like to think that it continues after life. Like, well, let's look at it from a scientific perspective then, which is something that, you understand and can appreciate. Like every living thing or every living being, just because it maybe goes through the concept of death, the energy doesn't cease to exist. It just changes form. So I like to tell everyone from a very sort of black and white human perspective that, the things that make us, our souls, our memory, our experiences, that is all stored in our brain. Just because the brain ceases to exist in the physical form doesn't mean that energy suddenly dissipates and disappears completely. It just, again, changes form. So...
Is that reincarnation?
Well, it's more so the energy of our environment, but I do also believe in reincarnation. So when that changes form, every single person can do what I do. I always say that. Some are more natural at it, or some, like me, also trained to know how to do it. But it was naturally within me anyway. So we have the ability to tap into that energetic form. Now, to go into reincarnation, why are they interrupting that? Don't tell me do you have like a, oh, so you are a dad. Okay. There's really something fascinating going on as soon as we start talking about reincarnation, which is probably why you need to bring it up, because I actually think you might have a child energy that has been reincarnated. So it's a very rare thing. I do believe in reincarnation because I look at it as a soul journey, and kind of like the soul has to come to Earth to grow and experience and evolve. We look at it like life is classroom for the soul. That's what I always say. And then once we cross over, we go to, I call it the waiting room, but it's like a version of heaven. I don't really believe in heaven. But once everyone who knew us personally in the physical world also crosses over, then the soul is able to be renewed again. So, for example, Princess Diana, like just because you and I know her, doesn't mean that she's in the afterlife. Like once everyone who knew her personally crosses over, she'll be able to come down to earth again.
Hmm.
Do you have property in Dubai? Because they've got you with a house there. That's coming as well. I'm sending everyone to Dubai lately. Like even all my friends, I'm like,
Tax
we're
haven.
off. Yeah, well, I'm telling you, all you have to do is live there for 90 days. You can claim residency. And yeah, as I mentioned, whereas you're able to confirm for me, Mum Bean and Mary, are you one of three? Oh, you've got twins. So you would have, there's another besides the twin. So you've got 3 siblings.
Correct.
Perfect. So you're one of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had the twin energy and then they put another into it.
Yeah, that's correct.
The twins are male, female. Did you tell me that?
Uh,
But they are male, female?
Male, female,
Yeah,
yes.
perfect. And then you've got another sister.
Yes.
Uh,
No one knows that.
David the medium doesn't. No,
that's why it's incredible.
No, it's all led by them. And then we validate your father. I like your dad. Where's the British connection with the parents?
My dad.
Is British. Perfect. Yeah,
Yep.
perfect. As soon as I felt the dad energy, I know he's Earthside, but as soon as I felt the dad energy come in, they reference the Union Jack. And Mum just has like Aussie.
Aussie.
Yeah.
Yeah, born and bred Aussie.
Yeah. Anglo-Irish heritage, obviously.
Yep.
But yeah. I love your parents just... Where they're really proud of you. And it's not meant to sound, emotional or anything like that, but it's the element of how we evolve from the lessons that our parents teach us, or sometimes as we grow up as younger children, teenagers, sometimes the traumas that they can leave us, which is, it happens with every kid.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's not just, selective to my parents or your parents. Mum is your biggest supporter. Maybe doesn't verbalize it necessarily,
Yeah.
but she's so in your field.
Doesn't verbalize it.
No, but there's a million ways to say I love you. That's what I always say. Dad at the same time is probably quite tough, but he's also very driven and soft with you. So it's sort of like he can really help structure, like, this is how we're going to get my boy forward, which is you.
He did help me when I was younger.
Yeah. And he's a bit more like, not more emotional than your mum, but he's a bit more showy of it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But they're both like what I love. They're both very loving of you. Time for a quick break to talk about Cerequin's Hydrating Cream Cleanser with salicylic and hyaluronic acid. It gently lifts away dirt and makeup without stripping your skin. Salicylic acid exfoliates, hyaluronic acid hydrates, and your skin stays clean, calm, and balanced. And like every Cerequin product, it's powered by 5 essential ceramides, available now at Chemist Warehouse. It's just strange, she's a little bit jealous. But she's not jealous of you because she's so proud of your success and how we view success. But she's feeling like that it's mirroring elements of where she feels like that she could have done better in life. Did you ever have any siblings that were pilots, air hostesses, did something with planes? I'll take that as a yes. Okay.
My sister was an air hostess for 20-something years.
Okay. This might be the same sister I'm talking about. Because she does love you, but it's sort of like, is she older?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, you're the youngest.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you were the oldest, to be fair, out of the siblings. So she's okay. So you're the youngest. The twins and the sister are older than you.
Yeah.
Liz, L-I-S.
Oh fuck.
Where does that connect?
Her name's Lissa.
Lissa.
Yeah, so it's Melissa, but I call her Liz.
Liz. Yep. So do they.
Shit.
Because Spirit will like.
That's crazy.
We have fun. It's all good. And this is a really good example. Your loved ones are around you. They just want you to know that they love you. I can appreciate by the time you get to our age, unfortunately, grandparents, have likely crossed over. There's grandparent energy that maybe did pass when you were quite young or before you were born, to be very fair, because they've got the element of introduction. There's also the element of distance, which I can appreciate. Now, the distance in this case will probably be the British family, of course, because Dad feels like he was the only one kind of here, if that makes sense. Yep. So he moved here, and then his parents were still in the UK, or what's that? Yeah, perfect, because they don't feel like that they lived here necessarily.
No.
But know that they do make their presence clear. You do have a little bit of a history in the family with Alzheimer's or dementia as well. But I don't know whether that's ever showed itself energetically. It's not a warning. When we talk about health, it's not saying that it's going to happen or that it's happening without us knowing.
My grandma.
That feels more... So that was Dad's side or Mum's?
Mum's.
Oh, I was about to say, because it feels more Mum's. So know that she's making her presence very, very clear. Can you connect with Patrick or Patricia?
Patrick's my father.
Perfect. Okay. So Pat. That's what they said to me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it has to be Patrick or Patricia. So this is his family making
And
arrangements.
you couldn't know this. You could not know this. Yeah.
This is the fun part about reading people that haven't experienced this before. Because I say to, and this is a really good example, Nick, because I say to everyone, like I was a skeptic, as I said before.
Yeah.
No one has to believe in what I do. Just listen to what you say, or what I say, pardon me, and make up your own perspective of it.
Yep. Agreed.
Because if there's energies, we're very obnoxious if we think what we see is everything. Like life shows us that there has to be more than what we see. Humans are silly if they think that they know it all.
Yeah.
So when it comes to tapping in with energy, or when it comes to connection with energies that have changed forms, it's around us. And like I said, you don't have to believe in what I do, but if spirit is, or any medium or what they do, but if spirit's bringing up things, or if I'm saying things that, as you know, even as we said before, you know that you haven't necessarily talked about it on like Instagram or, you know, in a podcast. Where does it come from then?
Yeah.
And people can make up their own.
Correct. There's nothing like this online. Like you couldn't know this information.
No. I did hire a private investigator. No, I'm joking. Took them weeks. That's why we had to delay you coming on. No, I'm joking. So yeah, that's how it's coming forward as well. Now, one thing I just want to focus on with Mum in particular, it's not a warning, but I'm just feeling very blocked in the throat. So it's all about communication with her at the moment. Now, she's got a lot of inbuilt stress, but that's the joy of being a mum at the same time. Oh, your wife's family. Mother-in-law is still earthside because you've got a very strong female coming forward there.
Yes, she is.
Did you ever meet any of your wife's grandmothers?
No.
Gosh, it's very rare for them to step forward if they don't, but I've got an Asian older lady coming forward. Now, this might mean something to your wife, but there's an older female come forward on her side, probably more connected with her mum's side of the family, but she's the female though. So it could also be her dad's, to be fair. Issues with mobility. So like swollen legs or inability to walk towards the end of her time on Earth.
With my mum?
With your wife's grandmothers.
Oh, yeah, but we don't know.
Your wife might be able to validate that for you later on. So this will be part 2 episode. Let me know on Friday.
Well, actually.
And with Mum, it's actually a really good segue because I know you just touched on it yourself, but I just want her, I don't know whether she's been getting swollen ankles or just even complaining about like pains in the feet. But just they're not worried by that, but it's representing energy that's manifesting itself into the physical. I don't have concerns for your mum's health, of course, but I can appreciate she's older. She's a grandmother. What is that? I know because we referenced Kyneton before, but they're referencing Gisborne. So did you grow up in Gisborne?
Grew up in Gisborne, which is near Kyneton.
Yeah, because they got Gizzy in my head. So
yes.
Like and then the family coming forward. Did you ever swim?
A little bit, but
like
not
I
much.
mean, who hasn't swum? But you know what I mean. But like professional swim. No one in the family did. No. Where's that coming for? Could be one of the daughters. I know that sounds a bit weird, but they're referencing when we were younger, and the only other youngers here are the girl energies. You've also got like what feels like a brother stepping forward, but I can appreciate you don't have a brother in spirit, which is not a warning. Like I said, your brother's fine. Yeah. It just can sometimes be friend. It's a little bit vague, but it can sometimes be friend energies or just people we're connected with. Spirit goes like that, which is the element of impact. So sometimes that can be unfortunate accidents or people that even pass in car crashes, but it is very vague to me. So I just want to sort of see where they go with it.
Was this a friend?
Kind of outside the family circle, if that makes sense. Yeah.
I had some friends that died in a crash.
So sorry to hear that. When they were younger, obviously.
Yes.
Because we're going back quite a while here.
Yeah.
Like late teens, 20s.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. They were late teens.
I was going to say 19.
Yes.
Yeah. And I know you said friends, but it all feels completely male to me.
Yes.
So was it 2 or 3?
It was. It was. Fucking hell! It's crazy you mentioned this. 2 of my friends passed. There was a third person in the plane. I didn't know, but there was 2 male friends of mine, and the female was a girlfriend of one of the guys.
Okay. Yeah. So that makes sense because I actually couldn't work out whether it's 2 or 3, but it was 3. But you knew 2.
Correct.
Yeah. Perfect. Know that they're all coming forward.
I knew you'd talk about this, and no one knows about this.
Yeah. The guys are so cocky. They're like, oh, I think you just said. Did you say plane?
Plane.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. Because I suddenly felt like I was in the air. I'm like, hold on.
Yes.
I thought maybe a car went airborne, but then I just flashed. You said plane. it can be an unfortunately very graphic thing to talk about, but they do sort of reference like a lighter crash that leads to elements of fire, and sort of all that. Now, the element of what your friends in particular want you to know, God, they look at you like a brother. They really do. And even though they may have passed a longer time ago, and regardless of what connection was like in the physical at that time, of course they're your friends.
Mm.
But they don't want you to feel guilty for feeling like you didn't weren't there. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
They need you to know, and also their family circles to know that they did pass instantly. Like there's a real reference of even if they survive the initial impact, the soul departs the body.
Mm.
So anything that occurred after the actual crash, so I don't know whether one ended up in hospital or anything like that, but it kind of feels like there's an instant passing for me at the same time. They're blaming the weather, but it feels sunny to me, so I don't know the circumstances. I don't even know whether you know that, to be fair.
I think it was sunny on the day.
Oh, yeah,
it was sunny.
Because they're blaming the weather, but it doesn't feel stormy. That's it. And unfortunately, mechanical fault reference with pilot error. So it's kind of an element of both. Do you know much about, have they ever talked about what sort of happened around the
I
crash?
heard there was pilot error.
Yeah. So there was also something mechanically wrong with the plane.
Mm.
It could have been sort of, so it could have been not avoided because, unfortunately our life journey is written for us. So, if you're going to survive the plane crash, you will. If you're meant to cross, then you will. But there was an error that with the plane that if the pilot was aware of it, they could have probably done differently to maybe make the plane land smoother. But they really do look at you like a brother. Even though after all this time, they've definitely been watching over. They're very proud of what you do. And it's this element of like, don't be afraid to say hello every now and then.
Yeah, well, that was a very it was a traumatic experience.
I can only imagine. Where did that happen? I mean, it doesn't even feel like here, but I imagine it was in Victoria or?
Yeah, it was in Gisborne.
Gisborne, okay. So it's
it was
a
in Gisborne.
smaller.
Yeah.
Sorry, pardon me.
Wow.
The pilot was also under substance. So there may have been like substances involved. Oh, you know that. I wasn't sure whether anyone was aware of that, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm fucking hell.
As long as that makes sense to you.
It makes sense.
That's my pilot error. Mixed with actual mechanical things.
Yeah.
There is a reference of hitting power lines, but I don't know whether you know that or not. I think it just sort of clipped things on the way down.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. But yeah, instant passing. They're very insistent on letting you know that there's an element of instant passing. So even if the physical body survives the crash, the soul disconnects from it.
Can I ask?
Yeah, absolutely.
How are they now?
See, that's a great question. And I love that you asked that because it's something that I think a lot of people think, but no one ever really talks about. So once the soul departs the physical body, it's able to look over its life like it's a movie. But anything human that they go through, they are at complete closure and peace with. So when people wonder how their loved ones are in spirit, it's always the same sort of foundational emotions. It's peace. It's clarity. Like it's what we imagine heaven to be without them physically being in heaven.
Okay.
But elements of anger, jealousy, rage, sadness, grief, they're all human emotions because those are the emotions that help teach us lessons. The soul doesn't need to go through that.
So they're at peace.
They're completely at peace. But it's the way that I describe it, because even when I feel it from spirit, it's not a human feeling. Like it's kind of like I've just had the best massage of my life whilst also having a good night's sleep, also having the best sex of my life all at once.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so heaven.
I'm relaxed, but it's so energetically peaceful. And I'm also really awake and conscious, but also like bliss. And that's permanent for them until you're reincarnated again or before you go somewhere else. I don't know what happens after what I call the waiting room because I'm not there yet. Yeah. And with your help, I won't be there for another 80 years. So that's a good yeah, but know that the boys, like I said, because all they keep referencing, they keep putting their arm around you and going, brother, brother, brother. Now, I know you mentioned...
I said I wasn't going to cry, and I'm not going to cry, but I was getting close. That was a very traumatic experience in my life.
Well, that's the thing, and it's very shaping of life. Like, to go through something like that because, you feel the same age as they were, so I don't imagine there was much of an age gap there, really. How old were you at the time?
Same age. I think I was 19 as well.
Well, that's it. So, yeah, they're late teens, early 20s, so are you. And, fortunately, not many people go through such a devastating event at such a younger age. So they just want you to know that there's nothing that they've missed. And this is not only them, but it's also like elements of our grandparents that have crossed over, before that age for you. But they've seen everything. And they've seen part of the journey. And not only just for you, Nick, but also for everyone listening. Like, it's important for us to remember that our loved ones can still hear us. And it's not for me to show you, allow them to show you. Start setting signs. Like, ask these guys, for example, to show you, referencing Coldplay, but I don't know if Coldplay was around 25 years ago. But like, do a test. You don't have to do it right now or tell me what it is, but have a conversation with them when you're driving back home this afternoon.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm going to.
Allow them to show it, because then when I see you later in the week, I want to know. But ask them to show you a really specific song, a smell, a physical symbol of something, like maybe even numbers. Pardon me. I'm just going to put that. And allow them to show you. Because it's sort of like, okay, Nick sets the intention that this song is going to play, or I'm going to see this number or this symbol. Make it really specific, make it really random.
Yeah.
But then when it comes into your life, you'll be like, thank you.
Yeah. No, I'm going to do that this afternoon.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
No, appreciate it. But like I said, they're proud. They're really cool. And they're singing the song by Ed Sheeran, which again, Spirit uses my brain like a library, so understandably Ed Sheeran wasn't around back then. But it's, that song where Ed's singing, it's like, I'm on my way, driving down those old country.
Yeah.
So it's about the elements of how we grow up and all the shit that we go through, the childhood traumas that hang on to us, and how you've evolved, or you sort of use it to your motivation and expansion and advantage in some ways. Everyone up here is very proud of that. And very strong grandmother coming forward again. Who had like cancers in the chest, like lung, heart, breast, something like that, or even heart attacks? I'm getting sort of pain through there.
I'm not sure. I was very young, so I can't confirm that.
I'm probably going to put it more on Dad's side again. But if you can't validate that instantly, don't stress, because it kind of feels more distant from us, which can be the British connection.
Yeah.
There's just something going on with chest. Could also be in a smoker, but if you can't validate that, don't stress, because I'm going like this at the same time. And yeah, to now segue into something we were sort of just touching on before, how 45, the end of 45 leading into the ages of 46 for you is going to be really big. It's a very strong validation that all the efforts and all the hard work that you're putting in, don't feel like it's getting too easy. Like, if things are aligning with you in a really good way, don't think that it's too good to be true. But just know that all the efforts and all the connections and the network energy that you're building and the foundations that you're laying right now, as soon as you get into the age of 46, it's like, it's a whole new Nick Bell.
Yeah.
Like the Nick Bell that everyone knew from 0 to 45, that's like one chapter.
Yeah.
And when we look at success, it's sort of like everything that's about to happen over the next sort of 18 months, 2 years. It's sort of like it eclipses everything that you've already done.
Yeah, I'm working on something at the moment, which is going to be,
I
always think it's too good to be true.
But that's what they just said. Don't think that.
Yeah, I think it's too good to be true. And I'm like, it's almost too easy, but if it comes off, which I think it will, it's going to be life-changing.
So put it this way, when you say that it's almost too easy, do you think I could do it tomorrow? That's it. So it might be too easy for you, but that's only because you've done so much work on yourself and so much, triumphs and tragedies from now up until 44, nearly 45, that makes it easy. And easy is the underlining, wrong word really. It's alignment. Because you put in all the effort. It's like you've studied for an exam, and now the exam's tomorrow, and you're like, I'm going to fucking ace it.
Yeah. Whereas this is like the final test.
Exactly. I can't do it tomorrow. Probably everyone in this building would know where to begin with it tomorrow. But for you, it's like, it's too good to be true. And they told you off for thinking that. It's not too good to be true. It's just the fact that through your mind, body, soul, and spirit, you've actually put in all the work that allows it to naturally align with you. Because it's not going to align with everyone, but it's aligning with you.
But I think I said to you, I think I manifested it. It kind of, I've been thinking about this for a while, and then it almost fell into my lap. I'm like, how does that even happen?
Because you manifested it.
I know, but it's just, I don't know. It's bizarre to me.
It's one of the perfect things, because I do like online workshops on manifestation. And essentially all of this is energetic alignment and attraction. Like when we have goals in our lives or things that we're wanting to attract into our lives, if we focus emotionally on that, and most importantly, connect with how it makes us feel around it. But also you've done so much work over the last few years in particular to also raise your frequency.
Yeah.
like by working on the mind, body, and the soul.
Yeah.
And you're very good at cutting things off that don't align with you, whether it's people, places, emotions, things. Like, you're still human, of course.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
learning
But
lesson.
yeah, I am. Yeah, I can cut things out quickly.
Very quickly, to be fair. Probably, and it's not a bad thing. I
Sometimes
actually,
too quick.
well, no, never. I don't think you've ever been proven wrong. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Like, in hindsight, I don't think you've ever looked back and be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Like, it's sort of like, no, it happened how it was meant to. You just learned the lesson very quickly.
Yeah.
So when we're manifesting, to be able to cut off things that no longer serve our goals or us or anything like that, to be able to cut the cords, allows the hot air balloon to float even higher. You've done that well. So
Thank you.
that's why things fall in your lap easily, because you've created and fostered an environment that, and this is for everyone, not just for you, but it's a really important thing to remember with whatever we're wanting to attract into our lives, whether business, emotional, relationships, finance, career, whatever it may be. We can picture what we want in our lives.
Yeah.
We can picture what that looks like, how it makes us feel, but very rarely do people focus on how are we the right person for that?
Yes.
Like, is that person, is that goal, is that business, is that financial abundance attracted to who we are? And maybe without even realizing, I would probably say you've worked on that aspect without even knowing that you're doing it.
Yeah, no, I didn't even realize I was working on it. And I mentioned it to a few people that I'm interested to get into this space, which is completely out of my
Yeah, I was
realm.
about to say, it doesn't feel health. Yeah.
Out of my, yeah, it's completely out of my comfort zone and realm. And the opportunity came, and it's a big opportunity. I'm like, how's this even being presented to me? Because it's not even my atmosphere. And it's all coming to fruition as we speak.
Good.
Yeah, and it's incredible.
Yeah. I think the next chapter for you is also about experience. Because it's not that Spirit's not suggesting that you're feeling bored. Maybe you are. That's the thing. You know, when we have success at a younger age, from a business perspective or from a wealth perspective, does it change our view on life? Absolutely. I'm a very strong believer that money can buy happiness, to be fair, because it's also what you do with the money. Like, if you tie it in with materialism,
I think buys opportunity.
exactly. Money represents freedom and opportunity.
Correct. It's what you do with that.
Exactly. So the next chapter for you is actually about the experience. And it's not to say that it's not still tied in with business, but what they really want you to be able to focus on for the rest of your 40s onwards is I'm not suggesting to go, volunteer in an orphanage or anything like that, but it's the human experience where it's sort of like, that's how you feel like you can give back the most. So even tied in with other ideas like we just talked about that are coming your way. The way that you can really ground yourself and to feel like you get the most value out of it is also from it's like community work, if that makes sense. It's sort of like, what can you give back? And it's not suggesting that you've got to open a charity and do all that. It's not, but it's more about, the hands-on for you, even if it's personal and you go off somewhere for a week and don't tell anyone. But you will get such value from Nick Bell, just as the guy, actually giving back.
Okay.
And that will really propel everything else. Very indigenous energy suddenly as well, which is a bit random. It's kind of like even when I said giving back, it's like if you go to indigenous community for a week, I don't know how to translate that, but it's like I also wouldn't tell you to do that. But yeah, it's about the experience because, like we said, with opportunity, we can have financial abundance beyond maybe what we thought that we could or what we can realistically do. There's only so much you can spend every day. I mean, I could get through $1 million a week easily, but but it's
Give me $1 billion, I can easily spend that.
I mean, that's that should be my next podcast, a 10-part series of how I
how
spent
to spend $1 billion.
Yeah. But they're really proud of you because it's sort of you still know how to enjoy life. That's the thing. It's like you want to dress nice, eat good food, go on sick holidays, have a nice house, have a nice car.
Yeah, no, I'm all about having a good time.
That's what it should be.
Yeah.
You're not going to have this alive.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. I'm all about. Yes, live healthily, but also have a bloody good time.
100%. Because that, again, if you're having a good time, what does it do to our energy? It makes us happier. It makes us feel younger. It makes us feel less stressed.
Find the balance.
100%. So they're really proud. Massive kiss. Well, I would say this as well. You better be celebrating your birthday. Everyone says he has to go out, so you have to do something for your birthday. What are we doing for your birthday tomorrow?
I'm having dinner at home tomorrow.
Oh, that's still nice. They're kind of telling you off for not celebrating properly.
Yeah, because my wife told me off.
So it's coming from her.
Yeah.
What did she want to
She wanted to go out, but I said, I'd rather stay at home with the kids and just have a beautiful dinner at home.
That's wholesome.
Yeah, it's lovely. And I'm going out next week with some friends.
Perfect. Sydney?
Melbourne, but yeah, I normally go to Sydney.
Something in Sydney that's coming forward suddenly as soon as you said you're going out with friends. Do you own property in Sydney?
No.
I'm making you buy everywhere, like Dubai, Sydney, everywhere like that. Yeah, something about Sydney with expansion of the castle. So when Spirit references a castle, for me, that's our property empire.
Yep.
But that will, yeah, I'm down the track. But again, if you don't want to, it's also fine.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, they're all blowing kisses. So any questions for me?
No, you've been on point with many, many things, and I'm so taken back by this. I knew I just had a feeling you would talk about the crash, which you did, and no one knows about that, and no one knows that they were very good friends of mine. So I'm very I'm very taken back by that.
Yeah, really proud of you.
Yeah,
Again, because even as you're talking, all they keep saying, yeah, proud.
thank you for bringing that up.
Of course.
No, I really do appreciate it, and I will have a chat with them this afternoon in the car on the way home.
That's it. Let them show you that they're with you. It's one thing to hear it from me. It's another when you hear it directly from them.
Because it's been 26 years.
Yeah, for you, not for them. Time doesn't exist in Spirit.
Wow.
Spirit always says dinosaurs didn't invent clocks. Time is such a human thing that we try and measure in strength. For them, it's like, when you're all reunited again, it would be like you're only apart for 5 minutes.
So what do people in the afterlife do all day?
Well, see, again, because even when we wonder that question, because I've wondered this myself,
Yeah.
we look at it through the human lens, but they're not human anymore. Like their backs are returning to the soul. So the way that I translate it, like imagine a huge bucket full of water, and each drip that comes out of the bottom, so it's got a hole in the bottom, but each drip that comes out of it is a soul coming to earth. And eventually that drip lives its life. Heat causes it to evaporate and go back up into the bucket. Can we see that one drip once it returns to the bucket? No, because it becomes one again. So our soul's energy is exactly the same. Once we return to the environment, we're returning back to the energetic collective. Now that energy remembers who it was in the physical world. It has the same emotions. It will still look the same. Like, when I say older people, that's, they're showing me what they look like. It's got the same memories, personality traits, but it's not human anymore. So their energy then becomes not only the lessons that they learnt on Earth, and maybe they have to work on what they're also going to come back and do again. Maybe there's things that they need to redo, like how we fail an exam. But they also, most importantly, I believe, is the most important lesson, that they also have the ability to still watch over those that they love, because love is a real soul emotion.
Yeah.
So we translate it as a grandparent looking over us or a friend looking over us.
Yeah.
But really it's someone who loves you, still invested in your soul journey. And they can't change your soul journey, but they can definitely sort of pull the strings along the way to make things smoother for you, easier for you.
So is there heaven or hell? Is that a real thing, or do you believe?
I don't believe in hell at all.
Okay.
Because I think Earth gives a lot more lessons than hell could.
Okay.
a lot
fair.
of sometimes Spirit says that actually Earth is hell.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it's not easy for everyone. I don't believe in heaven per se. I believe that where they are now is what we reference being heaven, but I also believe that that's not the final destination, because I do believe in reincarnation. I also believe that there's probably other levels that we can get to. I don't know what they are, because right now I'm the human. But I think once we cross over, that's it. Now, I definitely believe in a higher power. Some will call it God, but I don't believe it's a white man. Well, it might be a white man, but I don't believe it's a man dressed in white robes.
Yeah.
It's an energy force.
But do you believe someone who's had a terrible life, they've been a criminal, raped and murdered lots of people, they are still reincarnated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the soul by nature is not that evil.
Yeah.
Their journey on Earth was. So another good analogy to look at it is sort of like, right now we're the actors. Well, right now actually we're the characters, but the soul is the actor, and then it steps onto Earth and it becomes a character. So you wouldn't look at someone who played Hitler in a movie as a bad person in real life. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all have movies and TV shows where we fucking hate one of the characters because they're like a real painful character, or they're evil, or they just, those characters that we all love to hate.
Yeah.
But that person steps off the set, they're probably a lovely person. We then look at their soul lesson. If they did murder a lot of people, they've stolen, they've raped people, like whatever it may be.
Yeah.
It's, do we forgive them for doing that? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But it's not them. That was the lesson that they had on Earth that taught their soul.
So in the afterlife, Hitler could potentially be a good spirit.
Well, he's returning to the same as all of us. So if he's bad, then we're all bad.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
Because we're looking at him again, and again, the common sense amongst us would never justify or forgive what he did as a human.
Yes.
But he may have been reincarnated 100 times previously. And 99 of those times he could have been a nun.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So gotcha.
But we look at it from the human lens and we're like, okay, but stories like that on Earth are such huge transformation energy because it teaches so, and he had an impact on so many lives
Yes.
and their soul journeys. The lessons of those that were killed in World War II because of his actions. Like that's like, again, so it's a massive soul lesson and the impact that it has on our soul.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah. But where can people find you online, business, everything like that?
Yeah, just on Instagram, Nick Bell, or LinkedIn, Nick Bell.
Beautiful.
Super simple.
Nice and simple.
Yeah.
Nick Bell, thanks for joining.
No, mate, that was amazing, but also a little bit scary because it was so on point. But thank you for that. It was great.
Thank you. And I should also mention, this is our first crossover episode, so I'm actually honored to be coming on your podcast soon. So guys,
this Friday.
This Friday we're recording. So by the time this episode comes out, you'll be likely able to listen to me on the Get Harder podcast, pardon me.
Yes, the Get Harder
so
podcast.
this will be a good crossover. So
double meeting that name. I don't know how that happened. But yes.
So it'll be good to chat on Friday.
Excellent,
after you've had a bit of time to
digest all this information.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Mate.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers.